All right, hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're going to be talking about some of our investments. And the reason why is because I'm currently pouring cash into my account. There seems to be a theme here where I actually just deposited about $1,500 into my margin account. And the reason being is because we're seeing a slowdown. We're seeing some kind of almost like depressions in each of our Yieldmax ETFs. So what I want to talk about in this video is I want to talk about the recent kind of downtrends in each of our Yieldmax investments. I do hold 5 as a total, but I want to talk about 4 today. I'm going to skip ULTY because I don't really focus on ULTY too much. I just have a sizable position, which is about $1,500 USD. But what I do want to talk about is I want to talk about YMAX, BABO, PYPY, and SQY because these are the 4 main Yieldmax ETFs that we are currently investing in. We are seeing slowdowns in them. And what I want to talk about is how I'm going to react when I see downtrends within these 4 Yieldmax ETFs, what I'll be looking to do with the cash that I have, and just kind of my overall mental thinking when it comes to these ETFs, because it could be a little bit tough when you see your investments and your investment portfolios falling. So I want to share with you guys my current experience on my investing portfolio falling a little bit. So hopefully that'll help you guys out a bit. And then as well at the same time, give you guys some hope to show you guys what I'm going to be doing in the future to not only kind of mitigate my loss, but improve my returns in the future. So if that does sound good, we're currently up to 6,560 subscribers, 420 subscribers in the past 28 days. What a fantastic number, 420, that is awesome. Basically, what we're talking about today is kind of my margin, my cash account. But what I want to show you guys is I want to show you how things aren't always rosy when you're investing. Currently, YMAX is sitting at about $18.80. My current kind of average cost per share here, you can see is $17.60. We'll call it $17.68, which is pretty good. This means that I'm currently up on the position. It means that I'm up about $410. And when we kind of check out my investing account, what I did do was I did sell SPXS, which is a 3 times bear on the S&P 500. The reason I sold is because it's really not a ETF or like a stock to hold long term. It's just something to hold short term. And because I do believe the S&P 500 is currently trending up and it's in great movement, I decided to sell that. Now, in terms of our YMAX investment, the reason I mentioned that is because our account was at $23,000, our cash account, but I moved that cash into the margin account. So we're currently sitting at a base of about $21,214. Before that, we were sitting at $21,850. So my account in the past few days has dipped about $500 or so. You could see we're still up about 21% in the account over the past 6 months. So that is fantastic. That's exactly what we want to see. 21% is awesome. But nonetheless, we're down $500. And that even the $500, it hurts a little bit, you know, because it's money that you could have potentially had on the table, which is now lost. But that comes with investing. Investing isn't just a straight line up. It comes with ups and downs. And currently we're seeing a little bit of a downtrend in YMAX, just a little bit of a slowdown. You can see it hit a low here of about $18, rebounded off that. And we could potentially see more slowdowns. We could potentially see YMAX go down to about $17.70, maybe back to my average purchase price. And the reason that I want to mention this is because when prices go down, they're just opportunities. And in order to take advantage of these opportunities, you need to have cash. Currently, I have about $8,000 sitting in cash. I'm going to take $3,500 Canadian and move it into DLR.TO, which I will then journal over to DLR.U.TO to give me American dollars for a cheap conversion rate. But basically, you need cash. And when looking at our other Yieldmax investments, it doesn't show so much in the Yieldmax versions, but in the underlying for Block, this is for Square, SQ, you could see here that it started a downtrend, and this is a pretty bearish candle entering into a downtrend. You can see down about 2.26%. And so I do believe Square and SQY potentially has more room to fall, which, you know, is kind of bittersweet because I do love Square. My average share price for this is relatively high when looking at it. I would like to get in lower. It's at $20.12, and I currently think we're sitting right at that price point, so we're just at break even right now. But Square has a potential to drop all the way down to about $17, potential 1780, 1790, and that's where potentially I might look to buy more, but I need to see a slowdown. Same thing with Babo. Babo is entering into a little bit of a slowdown here. You can see it had a little bit of a lip up, but it's kind of retracting back to the price that we kind of purchased it about, which is about this $85 level or so. And in the kind of the Babo, the Yieldmax version, you could see here that we're currently trading at $17.98. My average cost for Babo is $18.03. You keep in mind though, because Babo did actually pay a dividend, so we are up on this position. It's just that's what the dividend included. Next is PYPY, and PayPal is actually one of the best holdings so far that's held up. I think I purchased it when it was in the 80s, and it's currently at $18.89. My average share price for PYPY is $18.65. So it's performing fairly well as well. All these Yieldmax ETFs should in theory go up over time. And the thing is, these underlying companies are the reasons why I bought these individual Yieldmax ETFs. I bought SQY because Square, the underlying company, you could see it doesn't necessarily fall to the downside too fast. There's a couple examples where here it fell pretty hard, but you could see small movements to the downside, but big movements to the upside. And over the past 5 years, it's showing great signs of a potential breakout. That's why I bought it. Alibaba, same thing. Not huge moves to the downside. You see here it slowly trickles to the downside. There was one pretty sizable movement here following a big uptrend, but very small movements to the downside. This was a big movement to the downside, but we're currently trading at about our average level over the past year. A lot of room to run up for the past 5 years. Same thing we see in Block. And then PayPal, the exact same thing over the 5-year calendar, showing great potential for price appreciation. And as well, PayPal, you can see, this is the Yieldmax ETF, but you could see here when we go to PayPal, not huge moves to the downside. There's a couple that are a little bit on the heavier side, but they're nothing crazy. For Yieldmax ETFs like Square, Babo, and PYPY, you need small moves to the downside. If you have an underlying stock with these huge movements, it's going to take out of the Yieldmax ETF share price, and it's going to be bad. That's why TSLY did not work as a Yieldmax ETF. It's down 50%. Although you've broken even, Tesla's at all-time highs, and TSLY, the Yieldmax version, is just at break even. That's not that great. But with these three, you have the confirmation of as well good companies underneath them. So not only do we see price appreciation potential, but we also see three fantastic companies that I would personally like to hold long term. So I have no problems holding their Yieldmax ETFs. At the same time, we see good profits. So you have a good company, you have a growing company, you have great profits. I'm definitely looking to hold for the long term. And that's why I have confidence in buying these three Yieldmax ETFs. And that's why I'm stacking cash, because likely when the price drops, I will look to buy in at lower prices. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated. And Yieldmax, I have not bought Yieldmax in forever. And that's because the price of Yieldmax has trended up so much that I don't want to buy. When Yieldmax was trading at about $18.77, I don't want to buy there. I want to buy when Yieldmax I feel is down. And I bought these three Yieldmax ETFs because I thought their price was down. So when Yieldmax reaches roughly about $17.50, maybe below my average share price, then I'll look to get in more. But until then, I won't be buying. I will only be stacking cash for opportunities. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope it brought you guys some clarity on what I'm doing with my portfolios and my positions. Currently just holding, currently just stacking cash. I'm believing in my underlying businesses. That gives me confirmation to hold for the future, and potentially looking for great opportunities in the Yieldmax ETFs to buy more at better prices. So that's what I'm currently doing right now. If you guys enjoyed this video, we're up to 6,560 subscribers. I hope to see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please do take care till then.